The issue for me with quill is that it's hard to put another word after it. Get the wonder if we can save quill with our ability.
I think we should.
Huh?
I said I think we should.
Yeah, let's take the word quill and save it.
Just push pin it.
Square, hinge, tail. This is no good. These things are interesting sounding. Cairo, some such. Let's go look at vine.
What about script bound?
Tether.
Ink tether.
My only issue is that the T is a little too hard. Okay. Just hides it because they're so similar in sound.
Yeah, but I also feel like it helps them go together in a weird way.
The tether bit's just a little too singular connotatively to me. I mean, you could extrapolate multiple things are tethered. It seems like it'd be
Writsmith.
but ink fetter.
Ink fetter.
Smith, what are you just working on right? Smith. Um, it seems to work sound wise for me. Soft F to double T with balancing.
Ink fetter.
Softer R. See if it fits with the other words. Parable lit seizure Geyer simile ink fetter.
Fetter is to tie up or hold. Okay, I can see where that's working.
Tabular. Trying to, for the most part, for everyone watching, I said this to Logan so far. For the most part, you want to take words that people know. Can't do that, then you attach them to words that people. What I mean by that is like, for example, if people don't know what the word fetter is, they still get ink. Understand that, and then it's just a sound behind ink. Skill names. Of course, we have two words at least that violate that. Seizure and gyre. Gyre.
Yeah.
Gyre, I think, is and this is like the most well learned character. So I think that should somewhat reflect.
I mean, I would think, yeah, that it's the character naming their skills, really.
Yeah.
If they were to shout them in battle, they would be the one who thought of the name. And that's why I'm really, yeah, okay with some of the words not being fully understood by the player.
Hopefully, dictionary or anything, so they can go just thesaurus.com
Yeah.
site. Well, we finished that one. So rank 8, 9, and 10. I think we will take Quill onto one of these. Although now that we have Ink, it might be much to add Quill in. Don't know. At the beginning of each battle, the first ally to receive an echo stack from this becomes the target of gain ability. Once per combat cycle, whenever the ally would cast an active or basic ability, its cost casting it with echo 2. So, other instance in which you're bound to something.
Um,
But this is more like your 10 do what they, to a certain extent. It's a fiction. It's a fabrication. So it's a fiction. Then I suppose we'll start there. It's a noun. I think just use the word. It's a little bit. It's
the myth
got
of what?
yeah. It's got too much connotative connection to Greek gods and things. So
Yeah.
fiction is too real. Really
Um,
like David's earlier suggestion of vellum. Don't know. It could be since we just used ink that stay away from. Oh, make a small adjustment here. I feel it's Ravel and 7. It feels nice to be able to fill in.
yeah, I agree.
Oh man, this has been rough. 244, 17.
Yeah.
May have to end it around 4 because I have to draft up a list of things for
Mm.
so that they can codex. I like this. Just remind me of Feature Codex, which is a magic.
That's fine.
Don't think that we do something. I have to draft up a list of things for to give them an idea of what we've done in which order. That wasn't necessary until recently when we had some turnover. I like the idea of a pact. Paper.
Lexicon.
So, writ, of course. I want to somehow communicate this is selfish on his part. Parable, litany, ravel, seizure, guy, simile. Pact is one of those words that doesn't work well.
Yeah.
What was the last one that you said?
Lexicon? I think that's what I said.
Tone, tract, scroll. Getting really bringing time in as much as I'd like.
Yeah, we seem to be focusing on the fact that he's knowledgeable and his name reminds you of writing.
Seems like some of it's related. Obsessed, yeah. It's a good word. Tangent. Does tangent work? Is that just not ability?
Tangent by itself? No. It'd be a something tangent or a tangent something.
Tangent is a very that's kind of stuck in its own.
Yeah.
Scribe. Smirk. Scribe is it's a good one. Side. Tor. Strophe. I should mention because it's been a while since we've said it. If you guys have any questions that you want to ask, I know that process of naming is not the most interesting, but if we interesting by answering questions or like please ask us. We'll this too. Oftentimes, I feel as though tangent about how we're naming things that it can get some. Is also so streaming.
Yeah. But it's a little bit unavoidable sometimes.
Speed. Stream of consciousness. Synthesis. I think I want to name it ellipsis. It's another literary term, but now it's getting closer to time. It's the dot at the sentence.
Oh, right, yeah.
What's next? As well with Inkfetter. In terms of parable, seizure, guy, simile, ellipsis. Sound fine? Now we have caesura, simile, and ellipsis as literary terms. So it is interesting how those literary terms seem to work.
Yeah.
And to a point where it's using them like so it was worth memory. Okay, the first ability you would cast, this is rank 9, orthography. It's orthography. I'm guessing it doesn't have to deal with is something it has. Spell. So he's casting spells, but he's also spelling. Perhaps
So
that's the under.
he's literally spelling.
Yeah, okay. That's like the underlying joke of this guy. I hadn't thought about that. Maybe someone else will make that connection. Can work that into the animations. Yeah, to work. So this thing. Oh yeah. Also, if you haven't considered the book of Hours, that's worth thinking about. History there. Book of Hours. Research. Seen this person, of course. I didn't know it was called the Book of. Maybe we're the only stream on Twitch right now looking at the Book of Hours on Wikipedia. Apologies for the coughing, guys. To come stream. Just a cough. Okay, so you're going first in the turn order to somehow work.
Good question.
First. It's the first thing we'll search. Mary. Smallest. Either has to do time. Says your guy or somebody says. I don't know why I read through them, but I always think that maybe it'll just come to me what this one is. Oh, boom! That's that. I believe Scion is firstborn. Heir. Shoot, descendant. Primary. Prime. Numbers A. What is the first hour of the day? First of the day. It's fixed. Prime, or the first hour, is a fixed time of prayer, the traditional divine office, said at the first hour of daylight. It's history. Because if people understand like the just implications of prime, it could work okay. It's, the issue with that is it rings over a bit too much to that. Zenith.
The highest point. Prime Zenith.
Prime Zenith first.
The very first highest point.
That's what we should name the ability. First highest point.
Should probably just name it Ultimate Hadouken.
Easier. Strikes one. First ability you cast each combat cycle game stack. You have standing around. Just whatever respond to this ability. It is both the first and the last. I wonder if there's a word for that.
Oh, that doesn't make sense.
Wish there were a word for the first and the last.
I think the closest we're gonna get is Lexeme.
Maybe we combine the words for first and last. Sometimes that's what you gotta do. End. -1.
Excuse
Edge, extent, ebb, spire.
me. I was just about to say terminus.
Actually, it's already an ability.
Yeah, no.
What was that?
I said, yeah, I know.
It's annoying. That's the other thing about doing this is as we go, we're just gonna have less and less options. So I try and make it fit specifically as possible.
Yeah.
Did denouement early. Escaped. Super cut. Small. Interesting word for end have to have so much gravity to them. Only one ebb. Fortunately, there's an ability on Iotls called ebb and flow.
Yeah, I figured.
Ebb. Okay. Well, there is a word for the beginning. Something that has no beginning. It's a circle. You have gyre.
Maybe it's not something that's specifically, doesn't have to specifically be circle, but something that represents what a circle is. Unending.
Trying to find. We were looking at Gnostic earlier. We came from something else to get there. It's the root. This will take me.
Gnomon.
Ruler that tells time by the shadow it casts. Sundial. We haven't searched hour yet. I don't. stage. Sick. Infinity. Epoch. Describe. It's like rank. So I guess we've got to do some of that now.
Yeah. Something about infinity. Something infinity.
Seizure. Gyre. Simile. Sis.
Epic.
This circle is getting circle.
Yeah.
Oh, my body's starting to hurt again. I need to go to meds. Or circ cycle zodiac. Circ. Sophistication. Adjusting the past, adjusting the future. Circle its axis. Describe that.
Infinitum.
Infinitum. There's actually an ability. Immortal called it.
God, stop taking all my good ideas.
It's not a good. It's one of those names that like. It's one of those names that works, but if I had just spent a little bit more something, that is something to consider. Though we have to save most of those words for him.
Yeah.
Oh. Circle.
Memoriam.
Site.
Recollection.
Anamnesis.
Jesus. Let's remember. Petition. go on city perseveration, isolation, history. Describe something. It's changing. It's going first and last. Is it just too complicated?
Might be complicating it a little bit.
Ellipsis would work for us. So we move ellipsis to this ability.
Where's it now?
It's at rank 8.
It's on 8. Yeah, I think ellipsis might work better there.
Well, congratulations. We finished rank 9. Rank 8
But,
time.
yeah.
Little pirates. Little bandits. Stealing from ourselves. Success. Ellipsis. Started to receive an echo stack from this becomes the target of
What about perpetuum? I don't even think that's a real word, but sounds pretty neat.
Jewel. Chuity. Chuous. Incessant. Continuous. Damn. This has been quite a day.
Yeah.
I'm just filling in mana costs right now. At the end of each battle, still to receive an echo stack from this becomes a target of gated combat second or active. This, if anything. Just doesn't seem like there's a word from.
I'm just gonna throw out the cheesiest thing I can think of right now. Everlast? I mean, it's not really conveying what we want it to. Just tossing words right now.
Don't. I mean, this one doesn't have to necessarily communicate in possibilities or anything. Just to communicate. Actually, to your character. Oh, I wonder at what cost. Cost.
Did switching the names do?
Terrible litany, Caesura. My mind's been raveling. Gyre, simile.
Hmm.
Sets, facsimile. Sync. Sync. Side. Second part of it. Just need the first part. Sync as the suffix.
Hmm.
Sound a little bit futury.
Sync? I mean,
Stick.
a little.
Tenon. It's tenon.
Tenon.
It's unfortunate. Tenon has such a denotative connection to wood literature.
Yeah. Hmm.
I won't use sync.
What sync? Oh, won't use sync. Okay.
Yeah. Adhesive.
What about script bound? Script bound, I should say.
Script bound. See, like one of the cool things, or one of the things that I think works well about Inkfetter is that we avoided using bound, which is like
The word.
right. So I'm reluctant to bring in the actual word for the next ability. In fact, I don't even want to address the fact that they're bound together necessarily, because I feel like that would
Oh,
be
I meant literally bound to a script that the Writsmith has written or lied about.
sure. But you see how
I definitely see how it comes across. There's no denying that.
so I think it pains me to say it. So this has been soul searching. We have gotten all but two abilities done. Last one I feel actually be fairly simple. Something that sounds like a time stop, basically. That's not a Seijura.
Yeah.
We can probably even use like the word end or end, but a sort of parable is something. Oh, they're connected. Say connect. So
Mm.
third bit. Right. So we were thinking repetition. Just keep thinking tick tock every seconds. Tick. Sir. Interesting. Echo stacks. Sir.
What do you mean?
So the primary mechanic is echoing. Echoing is itself an answer to what you're saying, but you're answering yourself. Whereas now that you're involving the ally, you're actually receiving an answer.
Hmm.
Just don't know. Stanza. When did you write stanza? So, considered Twain. Duplicity. Falsehood. Parable, litany, ravel, caesura, simile. It's a written lie.
A written lie?
So that's a back to fiction. Tale. The adaptation again. Fabrication. Forgery. Written lie is a forgery. Saw figment. Sis. Parable, litany, ravel, caesura, gyre, simile, inkfetter, figment, ellipsis. Is figment okay?
Figment.
I feel like it works. It relates to time, to
I think it's working.
10. This is the time stop. Magic did it just as easily as saying time stop. Alright, so we want to link this back to parable. What's the end of a parable? Story. Some adage, aphorism,
I like aphorism.
apothegm,
Apothegm.
apothem. Interesting. That's how that's pronounced. Shibboleth. It's another. Actually, have this guy sound like a caster. Some adage, aphorism. Aphorism's not bad. It's not like that's like a connotative meaning is off.
Yeah.
Except some axiom. I think we'll name it axiom. So, parable, litany, ravel, caesura, gyre, simile, ink fetter, figment, ellipsis, axiom. I think it's done.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree.
Oh God.
I do admit you did way more of that than I did.
Well, I am super anal about this, so I probably made the job super hard.
No, not. It didn't make it hard, as in more of you made it so I would think in ways that I just normally wouldn't. And since I wasn't used to thinking in those ways, it took me longer to think of anything.
That's good. I'm glad that it had that effect. I'm sorry that it wasn't more interactive for you.
No, that's good.
Badly about. In the future, if I'm doing name stuff, you do not have to join unless you would like to. I know that it can get to the point where I'm just um, scrolled away in thesaurus.com, not really interacting.